We ended our last video at this point, having just finished all of our basic formulas and functions. What we're going to do is clean up the spreadsheet a little bit by getting rid of the verification data and get it back to a nice clean spreadsheet with merely our formulas and functions. Okay, the next thing that I would like to do at this point is teach you a little bit about formatting. We'll just start with the basics. Up here is your format grouping for font and alignment. And then I want to remind you of a point that we make back here, that formatting changes only appearance, only what you see, not the underlying value that's in the cell. That's a very important concept to remember. Okay, so first thing we want to do is select our heading row, and I'm selecting these apart from income because I want these to be right aligned, and I'm going to bold them or hit Control B. You'll notice, so I'm going to hit the Control B, and they just became bolded. Likewise, I want income to become bolded, but I'd like to keep it left aligned, so I'm going to show you a little trick here. First, we're going to hit the Control B or the bold icon up here. Now we're going to use the Format Painter. Notice it says copy formatting from one place and apply it to another. The thing most people don't see is double-click this button to apply it multiple places. So I've selected the desired format, in this case income, bold, and left aligned, and I'm going to double-click that, and I want this one formatted that way, and this one formatted, total expenses, and end of month net. So they all match one another, and we can turn it off by either hitting the brush again or hitting the escape key, and it turns off the Format Painter. For sake of readability and clarity, I want to indent these cells because they are sub or subordinate to income. So we're going to hit that. Notice it says increase indent arrow. We're going to do the same thing down here. Indent them one. And so now our spreadsheet is taking some shape. The next thing that I would like to have is a way of identifying my totals row. So I'm going to grab that section, come up to my borders, and select the border that I desire. And this is fairly conventional in accounting, so I'll select that one. And notice I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to teach you a little trick right now. That little trick is called F4. And F4 within the Microsoft Office suite is a repeat last command button. And since the last command I gave it was this border underlining, that repeated it down here. The next thing we would like to do in terms of formatting is to get all of these to look like dollars and cents, or at least commas. So how do we do that? We want to format all of these numeric cells with our currency, in which case notice you get a lot of clutter with all those dollar signs. So I'm going to hit Control Z to undo that action. And I would rather have general comma style. So I hit the comma style. But again, in an estimate of a budget, we really don't need decimal places. So we're going to decrease the decimal by hitting that. Now, remember what I said earlier. We're not changing the value that's in the cell. We're only changing the appearance. So formatting just changed the appearance. You saw 3 or 4 different ways that all of these appear. Okay, so that is a good appearance. Makes it very readable for the US dollar notation. And so now we're getting to a much more pleasant to view and easy to understand format with our spreadsheet. The next thing that I would like to introduce you to is styles. Obviously, if we have created this format, we would hope that people won't be changing any of this. They won't be changing the month headings across the top. They won't be changing the formulas or functions. So how do we direct them to make changes where changes only belong? We're going to select the input cells, look at our styles, and your screen may look a little different than mine since mine is scrunched up right now, to use a technical term, due to the recording size. And I'm going to use the convention that Microsoft has provided us of the input style. So this is a style, and it has all the characteristics that an input style is given by Microsoft. If you use this consistently, all of your spreadsheets will have a very consistent look and flavor and behavior. So we're going to do the same thing for the expenses. And I'm going to remind you again, F4 is a repeat last command behavior. And so there's an awful lot of formatting really done rather rapidly. Hopefully you understand that all of this area up here is for you to give your spreadsheets the look and feel that you need, and in a business setting that is clean, crisp, and uncluttered would be ideal.